bringing you scores and highlights from the best high school football games in Region 8. This is Football Friday Night with Dick Clay. Football Friday Night is brought to you by the Arkansas Bank and the Dr. Pepper Bottling Company.
Good evening and welcome to Football Friday Night. Now, we've been all over Region 8 tonight trying to get some highlights from high school football action. Now, some of the highlights really are still in the editing room and some of the scores are still to be called in. But let's get started and see where we go. Mark Tucker is standing by in Pocahontas with our Spotlight Game of the Week. Mark, what's going on over there?
Dick Clay, we had a great game, and first of all, we'd like to thank all those weathercasters out there. We didn't expect football weather like this for at least a couple of weeks, so we were real pleased with the weather tonight, especially, and we were especially pleased with the way Trumann and Pocahontas played tonight. Both teams playing extra hard. We expected a lot of offense, but we got a lot of defense and a lot of special teams, and just a great game by both teams. Let's go to some of the highlights, and I'll show you what I mean as we go to some of the highlights. And the Skins came out on fire in the first half in this particular ball game. The special teams making the difference. Pocahontas' Casey Chester fields the punt, and it's showtime for Casey. Down the right sidelines, dodging the spectators, and it's a touchdown, Pocahontas. They would go up in this game 7-0 with 4:42 left in the first quarter. Defense now, and Trumann's Brian Crafton intercepted by Pocahontas' Chad Thielemeyer. He would go in for the touchdown, 14-0, and that gave everybody plenty to cheer about here at Pocahontas tonight. And one guy that was especially happy with the turnout for tonight's ball game and the way your team played was Dave Williams. You had to be pleased.
Oh, yes, we were real thrilled the way we played tonight. I thought our special teams were great. I thought our defense was good, and offensively we did what we had to. I want to say one thing. Trumann did an outstanding job, too, defensively, and it was just a real fine ball game.
I guess it's a great way to start out your season.
Well, it is. I tell you, this has always been a good rivalry between the two schools, and I think anytime you can get a win over Trumann, well, it's a great way to start the season.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. And Dickie Bird, I'm sure that you have many more highlights to show us. Let's get to it.
Well, I hope so, Mark. Hang around over there. We might be back to you. Thanks. All right. Great job. Now let's go down Main Street, Jonesboro, to Cooksey Johns Field, where the Hurricane was playing host to the powerful Memphis Fair.
As we kick off this year and we'll talk about the schedule in just a second, and of course this week's ball game, and talk a little bit about where we play next week. But Coach, you know, it's been really hot. The temperature has been around 100 degrees, and I know I've came out, some of the other folks have been out here and watching these young men practice, and we know it's been hot, but you know, this season didn't start just 2 weeks ago. What kind of program do these players go through throughout the year?
Well, we have a minimum conditioning program in the summer. We required of our senior high and junior high athletes to come in so many times and lift weights and do some running. We require them to run either 8 straightaways when they come in, which would be 800s, and walk the curves, or they come in and run a mile run. And a lot of them ran a lot more than that this summer. We had some kids that went beyond that. Some of them worked out, I don't know how many times, some of them worked out over 25 times this summer. And they would come in and they would lift weights, go through an upper body, lower body type workout 3 or 4 days a week, and then they would come out here and run 2-mile runs and run 16 or 17 100-meter sprints. And we do require a minimum program where they have to come in at least 12 times, the seniors do, before we give them a suit.
And Coach, what is the primary purpose? What are you trying to gain by this type of conditioning?
Well, we're trying to cut down on injuries, number one, which is very important. I think if you don't do that anymore, you're not going to be able to cut down on some injuries. You're going to have some injuries where if you're in poor condition, where if you're in better condition, you wouldn't. That's number one. We try to prevent heat exhaustion. That's another thing. And the third thing, of course, we're going to try to make them as competitive as we possibly can. That's very important, too. I think if you do something like that, you may not win them all, but you're going to be a much more competitive football team. And most of the teams around this area anymore, they have a program similar to this. It may not be exactly like it, but they have a program similar. Our kids can come in of a morning from 5:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock. They've got an hour. It lasts about an hour when they come in. and they have the option to come in between those hours. And you'll be surprised how many of them come up here early in the morning. But we don't try to set up anything to take away from a summer baseball program or anything like that. We try to do it early in the morning, get it out of the way so that there's other things they can do, and they have an opportunity to participate in those programs also. We also realize we're going to have some kids going on vacation, so we set it up where they can miss 2 or 3 weeks during the summer and still come out for football.
Well, Coach, speaking of that, and speaking of this year's Redskins, the conditioning, how are the boys in shape? That's what I'm trying to get.
Well, I think we're in pretty good physical condition, Gary. Of course, we'll find more out when we play. We'll find out more about our conditioning when we play Friday night, but I think we're in real good physical condition. And the reason for that is because of the time that they have put in and the effort they put behind the workouts we've had in the summer. And I think another thing, of course, we do have a winter weight program like everybody else, and we do have a spring weight program. Our spring weight program may not be as good as some people's because we're involved in a lot of different sports, and we're trying to push a sports program. But most of our kids are in pretty good shape. We don't have many big kids this year. It's harder for a big kid to get in shape than it is a small kid. And most of our kids are not that big as far as size, and it's easier for them to get in condition too. A big guy is going to have to work at it a little harder as far as the conditioning. I know we were out here this summer, and I had a big guy out here doing some running during the summer, and he said, you know, I have to work out all the time where some of these smaller guys don't have to maybe work at the running quite as hard. But he might have the advantage in the weight room because of his size too. So there's advantages and disadvantages to both.
Right. Coach, speaking of this year, how many players do you have out this year on the senior high team?
We usually run about the same number, Gary. It hasn't varied a whole lot. We run usually between 35 and 45 players. And this year we got 41. I think last year we had 41. The year before that maybe 43 or 44, but it usually runs about that number. We did lose some kids to grades this year for the first time because the Arkansas Activities Association and the State Department of Education has increased the grade point. And because of that, we have lost some kids this year to eligibility. But most of the kids that went through the summer program, they came out and they've stayed with it. We haven't had much problem.
Okay, speaking of that, Coach, and getting into the schedule, of course, you open up with 3 non-conference games against Trumann, then we come back against Ball Knob, and then Greene County Tech, and then it's conference the rest of the way. And let's kind of break that down a little bit and look to schedule those 3 first games, non-conference games. What are you going to be looking for in those games in particular?
Well, we're going to look for improvement. That's the main thing. I think we got off to a great start in 1991. We won 3 non-conference ball games. And, of course, we lost our first conference game, and we got into a conference, and we lost several ball games that year by 1 point. Last year, we got off to a slow start. But by the time the conference got there, we were playing pretty doggone good. We lost our first conference game to Rivercrest, but we played a real good ball game, and after that, we really came on strong. Lost to Corning in a real close ball game, but I was real pleased with the effort we had last year and the way our kids improved as the year went on. And we were very fortunate last year. We did not have one single injury, so we were very lucky. Anytime you go through a season without any injuries, you've got to be lucky. And the year before, we were injury-prone and hit with injuries, and it did affect, I think, our season.
Coach, of course, as some of you may not know, the conference has been slightly realigned, and Rivercrest and Walnut Ridge is out of the conference, and you brought in who to take that?
All right, we brought in Nettleton, who has always been a real good football team. We brought in Westside. Westside's a growing school, growing athletic school, and I think they will really be a real asset to the conference. We lost Rivercrest, and of course Rivercrest is a power each year, and we look forward to playing Rivercrest. They were I thought they brought out the best in us. I thought if we were going to compete and be good, we had to be able to play with Rivercrest. And that's something that we really emphasized when Rivercrest was in the conference. And they were a first-class program, and we're going to miss playing them some, to tell the truth about it. But we have got a real tough non-conference schedule. Our non-conference schedule is extremely tough. We open up Trumann. Trumann's picked number 2 over there in the Southern Conference. And they're going to be very tough, I think. We got Ball Knob on the schedule next week. I noticed where Ball Knob was picked in the top 5 in the state. They were picked second in their conference behind Lone Oak. They went 9-1 last year in regular season. And they expect to have a real good football team. We also have got Greene County Tech, and Greene County Tech does a great job. They don't always have a winning season, but by George, what they do, they compete hard. And they do not play an easy schedule. They play a very demanding schedule, and they are well coached. Athletes are well conditioned, and they get after it. So we got 3 tough ball games right off the bat as far as that goes. Then we get into the conference schedule with Nettleton, which will be an experienced team and should be a real good conference opener.
Okay, Coach, and talking about that, I know you like to take one game at a time and all that, but let's start with Trumann. That's who we play this week, and it's what we got coming up. What are we looking at in Trumann?
Well, Trumann returns 9 offensive and 9 defensive starters from the team that beat us last year. They lost a good quarterback in Brian Haynes, and they lost a real good lineman last year that they had. But they returned some real good football players. Barry Hicks, their middle linebacker and backup fullback, supposed to be a major college prospect. They have also got Brian Crafton, their quarterback, and he is a real good running quarterback. He's supposed to run the option as good or better than Haynes did last year. They have got Mooningham, Brian Mooningham, the other running back, who sat out the other night in the scrimmage. They didn't play him and Crafton hardly any at all the other night in the scrimmage. And that tells you one thing: they know they can already play, and they didn't want to waste them in that scrimmage. But Hicks is an outstanding player who we've already mentioned, and they've just got a whole slew of good offensive, defensive linemen returning.
So we're looking at a pretty tough Trumann team right off the bat.
Well, I think Trumann finished 10-0 last year, the first 10-0 season they've had in a long time. We went over to the scrimmage the other night, and they had a turnout you couldn't believe. Their stands were full over there, and I think they're going to bring a good crowd over for the game. And I know we're going to have a good crowd, so it should be a good opener. It should be a good opener for both teams.
Okay, Coach, now speaking of the Redskins, what can we see maybe that we haven't seen in the past, or is it pretty well offensively and defensively as it has been?
Well, I think we made some changes last year as the season went on, and I think it'll probably be a similar type offensive attack, multiple type attack, 1-back, 2-back type set, split backfield, a little bit of offset I formation. Defensively, about the same, but we got a different type of kids we're coaching this year because we did lose some, so we'll try to make some alterations in the defense. But it'll be a basic 6-1 type defense or a Tennessee 5 type defense like we played last year. And we will make some adjustments, and we think we got several players will be situation players. We'll try to play some in different situations, and maybe play some against the run, we think, when they're going to run it, some against the pass. So it will be that type of year.
So start off with a tough one right off, but it's say 3 non-conference games, and of course, Coach, next week, who have we got and where? We'll all the folks watching the replay of the Trumann game, and we need to get them down to the south.
That's right. We got to move down to Ball Knob. I think that's about a 85-mile drive to Ball Knob. It's basically a lot of it's on the interstate, which is not too bad. We were searching for a second game. We hoped we could work out something with Rivercrest, tell the truth about it. It didn't work out, and so we wound up with Ball Knob, who is a very, very competitive football team. And like I said, they had an outstanding year last year. I was talking to the coach this morning, and he thinks they've got a real good football team again, and expects some good things out of them. And then we go to third game. We got Coach Gene Weeks and them here. So, boy, that's going to be a good ball game, too. We're going to expect a good crowd for that one.
You know, Coach, by looking at the schedules, I was looking at them the other day of teams in our conference, and, boy, there's not one compares to the schedule we got. If we can do good in these 3 games, it certainly would be certainly look good for the Redskins.
Well, I think if we can stay healthy and make some improvements and increase our depth, well, I think we've got a chance to have a real good year. We're looking forward to the schedule. I don't think that you can play a schedule like this with a weak football team. We're looking forward to the schedule, and I know Coach Weeks and I've talked some about it over at Tech, and he always felt like he tried to get about as good a players on there and as good a teams on there as he could play against, and possibly that's what we're doing. Sometimes your record's going to suffer a little because of it, but I think in the conference it will help you.
Okay, overall. Well, Coach, appreciate it, and thanks a lot for being with us. And remember, next Friday night at Ball Knob, the Senior High Redskins, and of course Trumann this week. And we'd like to invite everybody out, and you folks that watch the replay, these kids, they know when you're in the stands. And so we'd like to have everybody come out. A big crowd really means a lot to these kids. So try to get out and support the Senior High Redskins this season. And appreciate it, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Gary, and I'd like to say something about our press box. I'll tell you what, we got a new press box over here, and it is probably one of the finest facilities in northeast Arkansas as far as that goes.
Well, thank you, Coach.
It is really a dandy, and I know that you and Ron did a lot of work on it, plus some more people, and we appreciate it very much. And well, I want to tell the fans out there we really appreciate the support they've given us in past years. Looking forward to another good year.
Well, thank you, Coach. Of course, we'd like to credit, along with, as Coach Williams said, the new press box, the Rotary Club of Pocahontas for financing the renovations on it, or I guess you'd say a brand new press box. So when you folks come out, take a look at, we don't have it completely finished yet, but it will be hopefully by the Greene County Tech game. But take a look at the press box, and we thank the Rotary Club for that. And stay tuned, we'll be back with the Trumann Wildcats, Pocahontas Redskins.
Well, Gary, another year of Pocahontas Redskins football starting here. We got the captains coming out, and we'll know shortly opening kickoff. So y'all stay tuned as we'll bring you back more Redskin football in just a moment.
Okay, Ron, tonight, of course, the opening ball game of the 1993 season for the Redskins, and they'll be taking on the Trumann Wildcats here at Schoonover Stadium, and the captains for the Redskins tonight, number 34, Casey Chester, and Casey is senior for the Redskins, and also number 51, Chris Hinkle. Chris also a senior for the Redskins, and also number 81, John McFall, are the three captains for the Redskins tonight. Is the opening ball game of the season. Of course, this is a non-conference game, the first of three for the Redskins. And the first one at home game, it's always nice to have the first one at home. And Ron, they'll be taking on, as I said, Trumann Wildcats tonight. Trumann comes in with a reputation of always playing tough, regardless. And I believe they've got several seniors on their team, and they're expecting a good football team. They've been picked in the preseason as second in the conference, and Conference 3 AA South. And that's a pretty tough conference with, there, of course, Rivercrest is not in our conference now, and they are in the conference with Trumann.
They are there.
Along with some more good teams, Harrisburg and Hughes, and a lot of good teams down there. So that's quite a credit to them to be picked that high. So we expect a tough football game tonight.
A real tough football game.
The Redskins come in, picked to finish high in their conference, picked first in the coaches' poll, but that's on paper. You can't pay a lot of attention to that. You've got to play it on the field, as the coaches will tell you. And I think that's what the Redskins are ready to do tonight. Because I've watched them practice now for a couple of weeks, and you have too a little bit, and
yes,
you know they're ready to play.
They're fired up. We've got some fast young men out there. The size will show you tonight that size isn't all what it counts on.
Well, that's true. The Redskins do have a considerable amount of speed this year, and we'll see how that works out. As big crowd here tonight, of course, in Trumann, and Ron, as you can see down on the field, got a lot of TV people there. I think that's TV8 right there. Also, this is one of their games of the week. And also Channel 11 out of Little Rock. This is one of their top 11 games of the week. So a lot of media coverage.
A lot of it. And here come the Pocahontas Redskins. Well, Gary, another season. Once again, I'm Ron Vincent, and with me is Mr. Gary Coleman. We'll be giving you back the play-by-play action tonight for the Pocahontas Redskins Action Football. And we'll be back in just a few moments with the beginning kickoff as Pocahontas elects to receive as the Wildcats kick it off. Here at Schoonover Stadium.
Okay, Ron, like you said, the Redskins will receive to start the ball game. And looking out through there, and what we do, some of you folks not familiar with what we do, we try to do the replay, and we're not professionals at it, but we have a good time at it. We hope people like watching their kids or kids they know, and what we try to do, we try to just call the name of the Redskins players, simply to try to get more coverage for our players, because this is just replayed locally. So if we don't call the other team, we may call a player's name occasionally, but not very often.
Well, we need to take this time to tell everyone that we'll be playing back the games right after the football game, home games, and then the away games will be played back the next day at 7 o'clock. It'll be Saturday.
1993 season's underway. And number 44, Craig Boss, takes the kickoff. And Boss is back to 35. The 37-yard line, Craig Boss from the 44 returns on a good return up to the 37-yard line. And the Redskins will take over a first down and 10 at their own 37.
And the first offensive game of the season will be started off here shortly.
Okay, Ron, first down and 10, ball at the 37. And number 14, Zach Wellman, the sophomore, will start at quarterback. And Wellman turns, hands the ball up the middle to Martin, and Martin picks up maybe one, and he's smothered back. Number 33, Shane Martin. Martin, a junior for the Redskins, and we'll try to get all of those players out there for you. Number 64 on the field right now. Pete Bounds, Pete's a senior. Leave Pete's playing a tackle. Number 51, Chris Hinkle, is the center. And we'll get the rest for you next play. Second down and 9. Ball at the 37 of the Redskins. Back to pass is Wellman. Pass out in the flat, and pass is
almost picked off, Gary.
Too long. Wellman trying to hit number 83 out there. That's David Williams, a senior wide receiver for the Redskins. That'll bring up third down and 9 for the Redskins. Number 60 also in on the offensive line, Brian Jansen, a sophomore, starting at left guard, I believe. And we'll get more for you. There's a big play here, third down and 9 on the open possession.
Fumble and play.
And Wellman falls on the loose ball, so the Redskins are going to have to punt here on their first possession. And they're going to punt it away. Line of scrimmage just outside the 35-yard line of the Redskins. So, and another thing we saw last year, the quarterback is the deep snapper here, is Martin set to punt. And Martin's punt's going to be short, but it's going to hit and take a Redskin bounce. Down and out of bounds at about the 33-yard line of Trumann. So Trumann will take over first down and 10 from their own 33 as number 33, Shane Martin, punts the ball. As I was saying, on that deep snap, number 14, Zach Wellman, the quarterback, deep snaps the ball. He centers the ball, which is a little unusual. But last year, as we noticed, Paul Morris, the quarterback for the Redskins, was the deep snapper. But simply, I think what it is, they do it better than anybody else, so they get the job. The Redskins down on defense for the first time. As Trumann up to the line, handoff to the fullback up the middle.
And he's stopped, Gary Cole.
He's nailed there, number 33, Martin. And there also 32, Chad Pielemeyer in on the play. Number 55. Also right around there, it's Kevin Mason. Kevin, a sophomore, so we're seeing some sophomores start here in the opening ball game. The safeties are number 34, Casey Chester. Number 24, Brandon Sisco. The cornerbacks are number 10, Stephen Malone, and number 32, Chad Piedemeier. The linebackers, 33, Shane Martin, 44, Craig Ball. Defensive ends, number 81, John McFall, and number 55, Kevin Mason. And we'll get those interior linemen for you in just a second. Handoff up the middle.
And he stopped in the backfield, Gary.
McFall and Hinkle made initial contact, but there was about 3 or 4 Redskins in there. Also number 64 in on that play, Pete Bound. And that was a good-looking play by that defensive front. So it's 3rd down now and 8 for the Wildcats. The ball just outside their own 35-yard line. 9:28 left to go. First quarter. Redskins on defense now. Number 78 is in on that defensive front. That's Sean Smith, the senior. As Trumann sets up now with receivers to the wide right, quarterback keeper, and he's going to be nailed by number 32, Chad Piedemeier. And Piedemeier made an excellent play and holds him short of the first down, so it's going to be 4th down. As that was they were set up to go to the right. They had a man in the slot and a man split wide right. And the quarterback took the ball and optioned back the other way on the keeper. And Chad Piedemeier comes up with a big play and causes a 4th down for Trumann. The Redskins get the ball back here. Back deep to receive the punt, number 34, Casey Chester. And a lot of speed back there to receive that punt. If they elect to punt it to him, and they punt it away from him. That's no surprise. And Casey wisely lets it roll dead. And just as I suspected, they kicked the ball away from Chester. They don't want his hands on it. If
they don't want him to touch that ball, do they?
As Redskins now take over on their own 24.5-yard line. 8:20 left to go first quarter. Redskins with their second possession. And 65 in on the offensive line. We didn't get far ago, but that's Terrence Haley in at left tackle. In motion is Chester. And off the right side, and Sisco is going to get maybe a yard, no more, as he gets across the 25. It'll give him a good spot. Give him up almost the 27. Gain of about 2, so it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Redskins.
I tell you what, defensively, they're both doing a great job of, it's kind of even keel right now.
Right, both teams doing a good job, just as we expected. Pitch out right side, Martin. Martin turns it up, and Martin's going to pick up about 4. Depends on where they shot it. He's across the 30 to almost the 31. Be 3rd down now and 5. A short 5 or a long 4, however you want to call it.
One of the two.
Right. So another critical play for the Redskins now. 3rd down now and 5. Wellman into quarterback. Turns back to passes. Wellman's got a man open and couldn't get it. Stephen Malone, number 10, couldn't come down with the ball. And it's going to be 4th down now for the Redskins. They'll have to punt it away. So, as you said, Ron, the
defenses are real equal tonight. I mean, we've gone 4, they've gone 4, and we've had the kick, and they have had gotten the kick. So,
Shane Martin, number 33, set deep the punt, and good snap, big rush. Martin gets a good end in kickoff, and it's going to die right there. Ball is on about the 37-yard line. 38. So Trumann will take over 1st down and 10 from their own 38-yard line. 7 minutes left to go. First quarter, no score between the Wildcats of Trumann and our Pocahontas Redskins. Got a big crowd here tonight, Ron.
Big crowd.
A lot of people.
You notice Trumann's got over there as it stands, they bring a big crowd.
Yeah, they have. They got a lot of people.
And if you look out there at that Pocahontas Redskin crowd, I guarantee you that'd be double.
It's full. 1st down and 10 now for Trumann. Man in motion. Option. There's the pitch to the right. And it's going to be strung out. Casey Chester brings him down. Good play by Casey. And he gains maybe a yard, no more. And he looked like he was off to the races. But boy, you see that speed on the corners and on that safety right there as Chester just absolutely turned on the afterburner and got over there. And A good play by Chester saved what could have been a big gainer.
Big gainer, yeah.
As the reputation Truman has, if what has been seen so far is an outstanding quarterback and some good running backs and some good linemen, but the quarterback is what pulls the trigger. Handoff up the middle. Stopped in there by Martin again, and also 44 Craig Balks after a gain of a couple. So that'll be bring up third down now for Truman, 3rd and 7. Ball at about the 43.5-yard line of Truman. So defense here in the first quarter.
That it has been. It's 5:42 remaining in the first quarter, I'll tell you. That clock is ticking off quick.
A 3rd and a short 7 for Truman. Option play, and he is smothered by number 44, Craig Balks. And Balks drops him all the way back on the 35-yard line. And he didn't know anything.
No, he didn't.
He thought he had a bear on his back. His 44, Balks, just come storming through and threw him for a big loss all the way back to the 36-yard line. So now it's 4th down and 13 for Truman. And the Redskins get another chance. So let's see if they kick it away from Chester this time. I'm sure they will. Chester set deep. And this time he's going to get a return on it as Chester, he has got to the ball. Chester around the right side. Chester to the 40. Chester to the 30. He's gone. He is gone. Touchdown. Casey Chester. There's no flags on the play. Casey Chester returns it all away. And he caught the ball at about the 38-yard line, I believe. So we're looking at about a 62-yard return by Casey Chester, and the Redskins are on the board.
On the board and fired up, Gary. Good run by Chester.
Ron, you know, that play tells me one thing. The first play that Truman, the first punt, was a very smart play by Truman coaches because they tried to kick it away from Chester, but they blew it on that one.
They sure did.
As we're set for the extra point. And there's the snap, and the kick is up, and it's good.
Good.
And I believe that was Sisco, number 20, that was. Number 24, Brandon Sisco, kicks the extra point. And the Redskins are out in front, 7-0 here with 4:42 left to go in the first quarter. And boy, oh boy, the big plays, that's mighty exciting.
It is exciting, Gary. When you see these young men work so hard in the heat, and I'll tell you what, they've worked themselves and proved themselves.
Well, right on that play right there, you know, this is something that we knew that could happen. We've got the potential this year of breaking a big play with the speed that we've got there in the backfield. And Casey Chester, of course, the state champion in the 200 meters, and he can fly.
He can fly. We've just seen him do that.
If any of you folks came out to track meet last year and seen the much heralded Tyrone Henry from Rivercrest and the track meet run out here, and he was absolutely blown off the track by Casey Chester, and Chester, an outstanding run, and showed it that pass. Speed.
Here we go here.
The Redskins set the kickoff. Number 24, Brandon Sisco will do the kicking. Also, try to get some people that we didn't get on the other team. Number 49 is in the ball game. That's Chris Rose. And number 56 in on the kickoff team. Chris DeClerk. Kick's going to go to about the 13-yard line. Truman takes it there, and he's tripped up and brought down at about the 30. Number 81, McFall, in on the tackle along with 41. That's Brent Reynolds, a sophomore, in on the tackle for the Redskins. So good kick coverage as the ball was returned from the 13 up to the market just a shade over the 30. So Truman started their drives with about the same place. I think they started one at the 37. So if we can see now if the Redskin defense keep doing what they've been doing, they've got a score on the board as they lead 7-0 with 4:20 in the first quarter.
Up the middle again.
The fullback, and he's stopped after a short gain. And Christian Hinkle, number 51, just took his feet right out from under him.
That's right.
A good play by number 51, Chris Hinkle. Also in the ball game now, for the Redskins. They'll try to get those in. I think number 61, Chad Vinson, is in at a right defensive end. 64 on the other side of it. That's Bounds. That's Pete Bounds at a tackle. In motion. Handoff up the middle, and he's met hard by one of the linebackers. I believe it was Balsa Martin. I knew it was a linebacker, but boy, they come shooting in there for a short gain.
Sean Smith makes the tackle for the Redskins.
Give credit also, that was Sean Smith on that tackle, but I hope we've got everybody on the defensive line. This thing's been exciting so far.
It has been an opener.
Trumann going to shotgun offense now. And backward pass. Pass down the field. It's going to be dropped. Incomplete.
Incomplete.
So Trumann's going to be forced to punt. Malone, Martin, and Boss over there covering on the play. And the Redskins will get the ball again. Let's see if they kick it back to Chester. I doubt it.
I doubt it, too. I think they'll try to kick it off the side. What do you think?
I think that'd be a smart play.
I think it'd be smart. But if the rush is on, I don't think he'll have time to think if the rush is on.
There's a snap, and he's going to get the punt away. And this time he kicks a short punt real far up in the air. It's going to take a Redskin bounce. And the ball's going to die on about the 45-yard line. So the Redskins are starting good field position. And Ron, that's just an example right there of another weapon. They kicked it away from Chester the first time. They kicked it to him the second time, and he returned it for a touchdown, about 62 yards. And this time they kicked it real high into the air on a short punt, so you get better field position. So the Redskins gain an advantage there as Wellman with the ball. Martin.
Oh, they haven't read that play.
Nowhere to go that time, as that middle was stopped up, and Martin, no gain, and depending on where they mark it, it's going to be a loss of about a yard. The ball just inside the 45 at about the 44.5 of the Redskins. 2:25 left to go. First quarter, Redskins lead the ball game 7-0 on a punt return for a touchdown by Casey Chester. And there's Chester in motion. Wellman back to pass. Wellman's passed out in the flat, and it's going to be incomplete.
Incomplete.
Nearly intercepted, and then he dropped the ball. Casey Chester
Yeah, I was going
smartly,
to say, look who was there.
wisely picked it up, but they're ruling it incomplete. But the defensive back almost came up with that one.
Number 13 broke the play up. That's Marcus Henderson.
Well, one thing that's good about it, Gary, we don't have any rain tonight.
That's right. It rained last night. Plenty.
Plenty.
Number 51, Chris Hinkle, the center. Wellman, the quarterback. Martin and Sisco in the backfield. Back to passes. Wellman's pass is going to be incomplete. Almost complete. Malone made a dive and try for it at about the 40 of Trumann. But it fell incomplete, so Redskins will have to punt the ball away here with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left to go first quarter. They lead the ball game 7-0. And back deep to punt for the Redskins in 33, Shane Martin. And Martin gets a good snap, big rush. He gets it away, though, and a good punt by Martin. Good punt, fair catch. At the 23-yard line by Trumann. So they'll take over first down and 10 at their own 23.
So that's our cheerleaders right there, Gary.
That's right, a good group they are, and I think we're on to maybe get to meet them a little later on. We'll try to work something out.
You bet.
Introduce yourself to them, but hey, I got a roster of them right here. Okay, Aaron Smith, Patty Tielemeier, Tara McCord, Casey Martin, Wendy Brooks, Megan Black, Diana Wayman, Julie Wilson, Sarah Crisp, and Jennifer DeClerk. That's our cheerleaders, and a fine group they are.
That they are.
First and 10 for Trumann from their own 23. Back to pass to the quarterback, out in the flat, and it's going to be complete. And he's down there, but it's a pickup of about 15 yards for Trumann.
44,
And covering over there, Malone and Chester, but a good play by Trumann is the quarterback just backed up, threw it right down the sideline.
It belongs number 10 of the Pocahontas Redskins. Where it will be first and 10 for the Wildcats.
Trumann now up the line. They got a first down.
Yard line.
That may have been their first down of the ball game. Handoff up the middle, and going to pick up about 5 before he's stacked up by a host of the Redskins.
Number 42 carries for the Wildcats.
A host of the Redskins will not tackle, but he
Number 32, Tillmeyer, he dove in there and got in.
That's the stop for the Redskins.
Let me pick up about 6. So 2nd and 4 for Trumann. The ball is sitting right squarely on Truman's 45-yard line. 1:10 left to go first quarter. Option play, quarterback keeps the ball, and he's going to be finally tackled down over there by number 81, John McCall. It's going to be good enough for a 1st and 10 for Trumann. As they've picked up 2 consecutive first downs, they've kind of opened it up a little bit as they came with the pass, and that time with the true option. What they were to is their outside veer, I believe. Good quarterback. That's the scouting report on Trumann, and he showed it that time. The ball is at the Redskin 46-yard line. Trumann with the ball. Handoff right side, and he's going to be stopped there. Hinkle in there, Martin. Ball. All in on the play, and it's a short gain of maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for Trumann. The ball just outside the 45 of the Redskins. And I believe they'll get another play off before the quarter ends. They may not. I believe they will. They got 10 seconds to the end of the first quarter. They should get it off. Shotgun formation for Trumann.
Going for broke.
And there's the snap. It's intercepted by Ball. Bouncing back to 50, 45, 40, and down to the 35-yard line. Number 44, Craig Ball.
Craig Ball right in here on that play.
Good play by Ball. He just stepped up there and took that ball, and he knew what to do with it when he caught it. As he returned it all the way to the 34-yard line at Trumann.
And that brings up the end of that first quarter. We'll be back with more action as the second quarter begins in just a moment. So y'all see the quarter action here.
Ball stopped up there.
These Redskins are fired up.
It's going to be 2nd down and 9 for the Redskins. Ball at the 33 of Trumann. Just started the second quarter. Redskins lead the ball game 7-0. And would like to drive it down here and punch it in. Back to pass is Wellman. Wellman's pass complete to Casey Chester. Chester out of bounds at about the 27. So pickup of about 5 on the play for Chester. 14, Zach Wellman. I'll get Matt and Zach. I'll be calling Matt, Zach, and Zach Matt.
Before it's over with, you'll be just right on down the road with them, Gary.
Zach Wellman, number 14, is the sophomore quarterback. Of course, Matt Wellman, a 9th grade player for the Redskins, and done real well in the junior high game last night. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Zach Wellman is the quarterback. 3rd down and 3. Back to pass is Wellman. Pass out to Chester. Chester trying to get away and can't do it. As it's going to be a loss on the play of about 3 yards. So it's going to bring up 4th down now for the Redskins. The ball is back at the 32-yard line. It's going to be 4th down now and about 7. And we'll see what the Redskins elect to do here, as apparently they send the punt team in. So what they're going to try to do is pin Trumann deep if they can. Martin set the punt high. Martin picks the ball up, and Martin's going to run with it. And Martin gets back to the 38. so not as bad as it could have been as the snap went over Martin's head. He got his hands on it, just couldn't come down with it. So the first bad break of the game for the Redskins, but it's not that costly, Ron, because look where the ball's at.
That's right.
Trumann has started from their 30 to their 37, so this time they're going to start from about the 38. So if that happens, you'd rather see it happen on their end of the field, not your end of the field.
That's right.
So, you know, first ball game of the year for both teams, and we do expect some miscues. The Redskins on defense. Again, Trumann with a first down and 10.
Out the middle.
And going to pick up a yard or two in there on the bottom of the pile, number 51, Chris Hinkle. Again,
they keep trying to bring it up to Hinkle. They need to rethink that, though. Hinkle can put the hurt on them.
I think he has so far.
You bet.
Hinkle doing a tremendous job in the middle, and the rest of that defensive front. We're trying to get all of them for you again. 64, Pete Bound in on defensive front, and I believe with Martin and Baltz are the linebackers. Didn't get the other tackle that time, but second down and 9 for Trumann. Option play, and he's going to be rode down by Baltz, number 44. Number 80, Michael Johnson in there. Michael, a sophomore. Number 78, who was in there, he's coming out right now, Sean Smith. Playing a lot for the Redskins here. He was the player that I was missing in the middle, I believe. Sean Smith, number 78. So third down now, and 6 for Trumann. The ball is at the 40, almost the 44 of Trumann. Trumann sends wide receivers left and right. One back in the outfield, double slots. In motion is the slot man. We'll see if they do pass off this. And back to pass is the quarterback. Pass is out in the flat, and it's going to be intercepted. Casey Chester again. And Chester's back to the 48.
Chester is all over that field tonight, Gary.
And had Chester got by that one man, it'd been 6 more points. But there's nobody on the field for Trumann that can catch him. As we've got a Trumann player shaking up on the play. He gets up and gets off the field. So Redskins with the ball on the interception by number 34, Casey Chester. They get the ball back at 48 of Trumann with 8:35 left to go in the first half. Number 12, Jeremy Presley, split wide to the right. Chester to the left. Handoff, Martin around the left side, and Martin picks up about 4 or 5. He's across the 40, across the 45, down to about the 43, I believe. See where they mark it. Mark it closer. Mark it pretty close to the 43, so it's going to be second down and 4, pickup of 6. Number 33, Shane Martin on that play. 83, wide to the right, David Williams, and Chester to the left. And Sisco and Martin in the backfield. Wellman hands the ball to Martin, and Martin backs forward to close to the 40-yard line. That's going to bring up third down, and third down and about 2 for the Redskins. They'd like to convert on this one. It's number 64, Bounds, in the ball game. Number 52 checks out Mike Emmons. Number 62 also in the ball game, and a left tackle. That's Brian Perry. Third down is short. Important play for the Redskins. Pitch, right side, Martin. Martin trying to get around. Martin cuts it up, and he's not going to get it. And he's smothered over there by the defense, and Martin trying to find a hole there somewhere to get through, but just couldn't do it. So the Redskins now going to have to punt the ball away on fourth down, as they would have really liked to pick up the first down there on that possession, kept possession of the ball game, the ball. With 7 minutes left to go in the first half, and you bet Truman's going to be coming with a rush. Good snap. And Martin shakes the punt. It's out the 31-yard line.
Flag on the play there,
got a flag and a little late hit over there by one of the Trumann players. But we'll see what the flag is. I'm sure Trumann will decline the penalty if it's on them, because the ball rolled out of bounds on about the 30. And Martin just didn't get a hold of that one. Got illegal procedure against the Redskins. Penalty is going to be declined, and Trumann will take over the ball first down and 10 from their own 31-yard line. So, you know, another mistake. I don't know if you call it a mistake, just a shank punt. But
yeah.
It still don't hurt you that bad when you're down on the opposing team's end of the field. The Redskins back on defense, and they've not allowed much. If I remember right, Ron, Truman's only got 2 first downs in the ball game thus far, so Redskin defense has played really well.
They've held them excellent tonight, I'll tell you.
Number 40 in our defensive front, that's Spears. I know that's Spears. Let me double check it. 40. Jerry Spears, number 40, and we got a timeout, Ron.
Got a timeout. This is a timeout. Takes time to thank some of our sponsors out there tonight. Here we got a bunch of fine sponsors out there. Be it White Vision Clinic, where we care for your eyes and you. Through eye exams, testing for glaucoma and well, I'm going to get this straight for it so with. These White Vision people are great people out there. You know, Gary, White Vision has given the coaches extra spare contacts for these games out here. If one of the boys do lose a lens, they have given the lens to the coaches out there to take care of them. So that's awful nice for the White Vision Clinic.
Sure is.
And then, of course, Pocahontas Family Clinic. They're at Albert Ball, Danny Holt, Andrew J. Jansen, and Mr. Scott. That must be some relation to Tim Scott.
I believe so.
Something like that. And, of course, Pocahontas Ford Body Shop. Let Keith Sutton and his staff bring a luster back to some of your cars there that you bang up. My daughter had a fender bender this time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I know how these people feel, and they have to go see Keith.
Ron, if she is, she's just normal.
But that's right. That's a
normal.
typical 16-year-old. And, of course, K&M Auto Machine Company. That's over there. That's the Napa folks over there off of Betta Street. And we're bringing it back right now to the Redskin action.
Okay, Ron, first down and 10 for Trumann. The ball just outside their 30-yard line. Give off the right side. He's cut down over there by number 32, Chad Tiedemeyer. And Chad Tiedemeyer made an excellent play as the speedy tailback for Trumann. That's the player last year that ran against the Redskins so well. But that time, Chad Tiedemeyer cut him down after a gain of about 1. And excellent defensive effort by the Redskins thus far. The entire defense has played really well, as this is a very good Trumann team, very good offensively. Option play, pitch out left side, and he's hemmed up and ball's loose. Redskins has got it. Martin has got it. Martin's come up with the ball. That is good hit there by Malone, and who else was in it? I'm not sure. Malone was there, but boy, that's what that speed will do for you. They hemmed him up out there on the side and put the lick on him, and the ball popped loose, and Martin fell on it, so the Redskins with the ball at the Trumann Wildcats 31-yard line with 6:05 left to go in the first half. They lead the ball game 7-0. I'd like to add to that, as Presley goes wide right, pitch out left side, Sisco, and Sisco trying to get around, just can't do it. And maybe a pickup of a yard, no more. Brandon Sisco, number 24 for the Redskins.
Jonathan Martin makes the stop.
Pickup of a couple. Really closer to 1. Let's call it second down and 9. Second and 9 for the Redskins. As Presley split wide to the left, Malone split wide right. Chester in the slot. Martin and Sisco in the backfield. Wellman receives the ball, back to pass. Pass down in the flat, trying to hit Malone, and it's going to be knocked down. Down at about the 8-yard line, trying to hit number 10, Stephen Malone.
So close, but so far away.
So the Redskins now faced with a third down and 8.
8. Yes.
It's a long 8. But here's the ball at.
We've got a lot going on right now in Pocahontas. We've got the county fair going on right now, and
sure is, Ron. Okay, number 83, Williams, split wide right. Back to pass, being rushed. Gets the pass away out in the flat, and it's going to be out of bounds. Wellman getting a lot of heat that time.
We got a flag on the play back there, Gary.
And that's on the defensive side of the field, so we'll see. Maybe it's on the defense. Redskins would like a...
Oh, yeah.
No. It's going to be on the Redskins, I believe. I don't know the call. Pass interference. Ineligible man downfield for the Redskins on that pass play. So that's going to cost them.
Going to push them back about 10 more.
Well, it was third down on that play, so what they'll do is decline the penalty, which they do, and that'll force the Redskins to punt with fourth down and 9 coming up. Martin's standing on his 43-yard line, so if Martin can just kind of pooch the ball down there, that's what they need.
Martin's running
with the ball, and Martin's trying to get around. No fumble. Martin's still going. And Martin picks up a couple on the play at the most, but a lot of good hard running by Martin as the fake punt by number 33, Shane Martin. And Martin just couldn't find the crease to go through. He couldn't find the crease to go through. He lowered his head and got quite a bit. He got 6 or 7 yards that he probably shouldn't have got. That just good determination by Martin. So once again, Truman, that's it wasn't successful on the fourth down, the fake punt by the Redskins, but look where the ball's at. The ball down inside the 30 to 28. So the Redskins have held the Wildcats down on their end of the field the entire night. Truman now with first down and 10. Option play right. He's dropped immediately by number 40, Jerry Fears. And a good play by Fears.
Excellent play.
He knifed right in that backfield and dropped him for a loss. And there was a loss on the play. It looked like to me about a half a yard, but where they spotted it at. It's real close to the original line of scrimmage. So we'll call it 2nd and 10. Truman with wide receivers to both sides, a man in a slot. There goes the motion man. Back to pass is the quarterback. Pass out in the flat is going to be complete. He's going to be immediately dropped by Martin for virtually no gain. The 33, Shane Martin, the linebacker.
Put some hurt on that young man.
Martin really playing good football, as taking up where he left off last year. Martin just a junior. And that time, a good play by Truman. They're trying to get the ball out. They're trying to open it up a little bit, but the Redskins, they let them have it out there on the corner and immediately making a tackle. So Truman not gaining much of an advantage. Third down now and 8 for Truman. Ball at the just outside the 30-yard line. Screen pass. It's going to be intercepted. The 32. Chad Truman takes it all away. Touchdown. That put it right there again. Number 32, Chad Truman intercepts the ball.
And no flags on the play.
No flags. He intercepted the ball. Let's see, the line of scrimmage was about the 30. He intercepted the ball on about the 30. So we're going to say roughly a 30-yard return for number 32, Chad Tiedemeyer, and returns it for a touchdown. So the second big play by the Redskins here in the first half. That's another score on the board. As number 24, Brandon Sisco, set the kick. Number 12, Jeremy Presley, is the holder. And here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's up, and it's good. The kick is good. And the Redskins on the board again, 14-0. 3:18 left to go in the first half. And the Redskins are all fired up. Absolutely shut down the Trumann Wildcats here in the first half, and they've taken advantage of every opportunity.
I'll tell you what, that's a lot of people.
A lot of people. And Ron, you can't see with your camera, but up there where the bar is at, everybody knows what we're talking about. It's completely full. And there you go. There is a full house. And they're getting their money's worth here out of the Redskins in the first half, as the Redskins have completely shut Truman out. And folks, don't forget, this is a good Truman team. This is not
that's right.
A run-of-the-mill team.
This is a AAA team.
No, they're AA.
Oh, they AA?
Ron, but they're a good AA team. And Truman, speaking from experience, actual experience in the past, in high school, we always opened up with Truman. When I played at Harrisburg, and Trumann, the first game of the season, they're always tough. They're always tough. They're always ready to play. And Redskins took it to them. Kickoff by Sisco. Going to be taken on the 28. And he's going to be brought down on about the 42. So with 3:13 left to go in the first half, Trumann gets another possession. This time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, their best field position of the night, as they'll start on about the 42, their own 42. First down and 10.
Trumann takes over. First and 10. Got her up. The 43-yard line.
And we'll see what they can do here, Gary.
Okay, first down and 10, the ball at the 43 of Trumann. Trumann in the shotgun formation, man in motion. Double splits with a slot. Back to pass over the middle. It's going to be dropped. Complete. Martin tried to knock it down, covering over the play. Number 10, Stephen Malone, but the pass was there. The receiver just didn't catch it. And that would have been good enough for a first down. They'd been down close to the 46-yard line of the Redskins, but pass incomplete. As Trumann going to the shotgun formation, and the scouting report that we hear on Trumann, as this quarterback not as good a passer as the past two quarterbacks that many of you remember that Truman's had, but that time he whistled the ball in there pretty good. Shotgun formation again, second and 10. Rush is on. Pass is going to be intercepted. Intercepted. Chester going. Going. Still going. Finally knocked out of bounds. Casey Chester returns it to the 35-yard line. First down and 10 for the Redskins.
With about 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go here in this first action half, I'll tell you.
And, Ron, you could see that one coming. Casey Chester was just laying back there waiting on that.
I thought he was gone.
Chris Hinkle just absolutely annihilated the quarterback as he let the ball go, and it may have had a little something to do with the pass, but not much, because the pass was a good pass. It was just a little high for the receiver, and Casey Chester sitting back there just waiting on it, and returned it down to the 35-yard line. So the Redskins now with first down. Hand off Sisco right side, and Sisco going to be stopped for no gain. No gain on the play. Brandon Sisco, number 24, the ball carrier. So it's going to be second down and 10 with 2:25 left to go in the first half. 14-0 Redskins lead. Offensively, 62 Perry in there on the line. I can't see the others there. We'll try to get them next play, but second, back to pass is Wellman. Wellman's pass is going to be knocked down. Number 70 in on the offensive line for the Redskins is Nick Wallace, and Nick's a junior. 64 Pete Downs is in there. Number 60 also in the ball game. That's Brian Jansen. Jansen was sophomore, playing in at a guard position, I believe. I'm not sure. There's one man I'm missing, and there he is, number 77. I'm looking for him.
You're looking.
Alex Phillips. I knew Alex had been in there. I just didn't get the chance, Alex, but you're in there doing a good job. Hand off. Chester around the left side. Chester trying to get outside. We got a penalty flag on the play, and that usually means either a hold or a clip on the offense. As Chester picks up about 7 on the play, but holding is the call on the Redskins. It's going to back the ball up with 1 minute and 55 seconds left to go in the first half. Redskins lead the ball game 14-0.
And it's been an exciting first half, Gary. It's not been one dull moment at all.
Well, you know, when you have big plays like kickoff returns or punt returns and interceptions, that makes it a little more exciting. Or long run. And the Redskins have had 2 of them. Casey Chester returned punt in the first quarter for a touchdown of about 62 yards. And then Chad Tiedemeyer picked off a pass and returned it some 30 yards for a touchdown. And those plays are great. It scores. You got to score to win. But defense has really been the key here for Redskins in the first half. As double trip set up, Martin with the ball. Martin trying to get out. Can't get outside, and Martin's going to pick up a yard on the play. That was a third down at about 19. So Trumann will get another shot at the ball here before the first half is over. I know the Redskins would like to have picked up another first down at least and kept the ball away from Trumann. As there's only one half of football being played. There's another half after this.
That's right, Gary.
And anything can happen. Redskins have done well. High snap. Martin gets it away. Good effort by Martin. And the ball's going to roll down there and be down at about the 27-yard line of Trumann. So Trumann, with a minute and 10 seconds, will get their, maybe not their last, but another possession. Another possession of the football. We'll see what happens.
And y'all stay tuned, because right after this quarter here, this first half, we're going to have the band out there, and we'll have halftime festivities for you, so stay tuned for that. Once again, you need to tell all these fine sponsors out there, thank you for bringing this Redskins football action back to you.
That's right, Ron. We appreciate that very much by the sponsors. First down and 10, penalty flag down, tripped up in the backfield by number 80, Michael Johnson. And number 80, Michael Johnson, tricked the ball carrier up, that penalty thrown just as the play started. So, and it was thrown in the direction of the offensive backfield, so that's what happened. When you're talking about the sponsors, Ron, we do appreciate those sponsors bringing the replay back. I know a lot of you people have told us that you watch the replay and you enjoy it, and we certainly enjoy doing it. And you go into these businesses on these sponsors, you know, tell them you appreciate them doing the Redskin replay. As we're going to be doing all of the senior high games this year, the home and away, and there's more than one reason we want to do them all, but we do them, and so if the Redskins are fortunate enough to get to the playoffs,
that's correct,
we can go do the playoffs. And
we have to do a certain percentage of the games in order to go back to playoffs.
Right, and we'll be doing all the junior high home games. We'll talk about the junior high in just a second, but Trumann with the ball, first down and 15. Handoff up the middle, and finally dragged down. And let's see who made the play. Come over from the corner. That's 81, McFall, from the defensive end position. Pick up of about 5 on the play. We've got time out on the field. And while we got a timeout, Ron,
we can talk about it a little bit.
Let's talk about the junior high team. Of course, the junior high team last night opened up the season over at Ridgecrest.
That they did.
Come away with a 20-7 victory, and a real good job by the junior Redskins. And Coach Alan Bennett, Coach John Malone, and Coach Ron Guest doing an excellent job with the junior high, as always. And they've got really some young men on that team that all of them are really trying. I've watched them practice quite a bit, and boy, they've endured some hot weather just as the senior high has.
They have done that.
And worked very hard to make themselves better. And if you folks get a chance to come out to junior high games, you need to come out and support these young junior high boys, because they'll be the future Redskins. And speaking of the junior high, now next Thursday night, the junior high will be home for their first home game against Greene County Tech. And junior high, of course, picking up the win last night, and have a good-looking team. They did an excellent job last night.
They did. They did an excellent job. They won last night.
That's right, 20-7 over a very large Ridgecrest team, and we're very good. But it's one of those things that, you know, you try to keep getting better, and they've always done that.
One thing about it, Gary, we wish we could do all the away games also for junior high, but we're only going to do the home games because it's a lot. We dedicate our time. We don't get, this is, here we go. We'll just go back and tell you a little bit about it in just a minute.
Second down for Trumann. Handoff to the tailback. He's going to be stopped. Piled up in there. I believe that was McFall that piled it up, and it was 81. And 40 Fears in there, 64, Pete Bounds also, and they just stacked it up and had nowhere to go for the Trumann tailback. And Boy, Bounds has really played well tonight also. Pete Bounds, after a year away, has come back this year, and he is doing an excellent job.
And we got another timeout on the field.
Timeout on what we're talking about there, Ron. We finish up talking about the schedule. Now, for next Friday night, don't forget that we'll be on the road down at Ball Knob, and I know most of you know where Ball Knob's at. And I've played football at their stadium before, but I can't tell you where it's at. Well, the only thing I can do maybe...
We know it's about 85 miles away.
Well, I don't know exactly where the stadium is, but you take the first exit off of 67, they're at Ball Knob, and I believe that's Highway 64. But I'm sure you can stop, and I'm sure that everybody going down will ask somebody. Somebody will know actually where the stadium is at. Like I say, I've played there more than once, but I was pretty young then. I don't remember where it was at. But
And Bald Knob is a AAA team.
no, they're AA.
They're AA also?
The only AAA team we got on schedule is Greene County Tech. But now let me tell you a little bit about Bald Knob. Let you folks know they came off their best season ever last year. And they're in the conference with Lone Oak and a lot of those really good teams. So we expect a tough ball game. And the play underway. And he's going to gain a little bit. There's 15 seconds left to go. Stopped in there by Hinkle and the host of the Redskins. We're 64 feet bounds also on the bottom of that pile. If we're talking about ball now, we'd like to have everybody come down there next Friday night. As the Redskins take a timeout with 4 seconds left to go. Trumann with a 4th down, and the Redskins are going to force Trumann to do something with the ball. So maybe punt it away and give Casey Chester another chance for a return. But next Friday night at Ball Knob, next Thursday night, folks, right here at Junior High, Greene County Tech. And as we said, we will be televising the junior high games, the home game, and we're doing the home and away at the senior high.
That's correct.
And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it.
I do too. I have a lot of fun with it. That's what it's all about. Just get out here and see these young men work hard and bring it back to y'all.
That's right there. And they've worked really hard this year. As Coach Williams said in our coach's show earlier, they didn't start 2 or 3 weeks ago. They've been going at it a long time. They come up here during the summer at 5:30 in the morning. If you drive by the Pocahontas weight room up here, you'll see a lot of these guys out here and lifting weights and running. And I know, Ron, when we were working out on the press box out here this summer, temperature was around 102 degrees. We saw some of these people out here on the field running this track at noon. So they're really dedicated. 4th down now for Trumann.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work.
They tried to drive the Redskins offside.
Yes, they did.
Didn't work. So with 4 seconds, Trumann still faced with a 4th down. 4 seconds left to go in the first half. 14-0 Redskins lead, and they've done an excellent job in the first half. Has pretty much shut Trumann down defensively. They've done an excellent job. And of course, the 2 big plays, the punt return by Chester and the interception by Thielemeyer, and the Redskins up 14-0. And another plus, too. We've had 2 extra points kicked thus far. That's a good start of the 93 season.
An excellent start.
Brandon Sisco kicked both extra points.
I tell you what, we've got some managers down there. A little bit. They got Tom Riffle and another little fellow right there. What?
That's Chris Wellman. That's
Chris
Coach
Wellman.
Wellman's youngest son.
And they're working hard to bring that water back and forth, I'll tell you.
I know Chris, he's probably getting something in trade from them. They'll buy him a Coke after the game or something. He's a bargainer. Trumann now with the ball. They run the play. That's going to end the first half. And the Redskins lead the ball game 14-0.
Stay tuned as we bring you back halftime festivities in just a moment. Well, once again, we want to thank those Pocahontas Redskins sponsors. So y'all stay tuned.
The 25-yard line. Trumann picks it up there and trying to return it out as he's smothered and the ball's on the ground. But Trumann retains possession of it. McFarland, one of the players, went along with Malone. And it looks like the ball will come out, but Trumann does get possession of the ball, start the second half. Redskins lead the ball game 14-0. As Trumann has started pretty much about that position from about the 30 to
They've been doing that all night long.
Line, so Redskin defense up there again. Handoff right side, tripped up by number 80, Michael Johnson, and also, I believe, Tielemar. Tielemar in there. And Trumann not had much success getting outside. I think the pack offense that Trumann runs, the veer pack offense, the outside veer is what I believe to be the most dangerous because the quarterback can keep it, he can pitch it, and Redskins just not let it get loose. They've done an excellent job. Second down and 9. Option, quarterback with the ball. Ball on the ground. The Redskins have got it.
The Redskins have recovered.
Redskins have got it. And I don't know who hit the quarterback, but trying to film. If you tape it, back it up and look because the ball comes popping out of there. So the Redskins with another big break here. And they get the ball down on the 20. What's it on? Around about the 28.
Yes, about 28.
So first and 10 Redskins. On the Trumann 28-yard line, Chester split wide left. Williams to the right. Handoff Martin. Martin up the middle. Martin still going down inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. Shane Martin. And Martin close to a first down on that play.
And what a run that was.
And Martin just busted it up the middle. That's the kind of run he's been looking for all night. He got a little crease in, and when Martin gets a 2 or 3 steps head start and kind of get that head going, he can really run. He showed it that time. Second down and 1. Handoff Sisco around the right side, and Sisco off the 10.
He is running
down inside, down about the 5-yard line. Brandon Sisco, and Sisco gets about, where's the other one? I can't see. Looked like close to the 5-yard line. Maybe inside the 5. So a good run by Brandon Sisco moves the ball down inside the 10 of Trumann at the 5-yard line. First and goal to go for the Redskins. 10 minutes left to go, third quarter.
And the threatening goal to go.
Redskins need to hold on to the ball here and punch it in the end zone. Wellman hands to Martin.
He stopped.
And Martin stopped. Penalty flags everywhere.
Well, that's not good.
Well, there's a lot of penalty flags on that play, but Martin nowhere to go on that one. Illegal procedure is the call against the Redskins. So that's going to back them up 5 yards. Going to back them up 5 yards, so it'll be first down and goal to go from the 10. Should be just right inside the 10, but it really don't matter because it's goal to go.
Now, what would you call right here, Gary?
Come around, let me see. That ball looks like it's right on the 10.
Pretty close to it.
That's what I call.
What would you call it? Who would you give the ball to? You going to give her some inside trading here or what?
Well, I believe I'd try this left side over here with Martin.
Okay.
I think that's what I'd like to do.
Let's see what they do.
I'd run right over the tackle with Martin. And Martin is stopped for another loss on the play.
They heard you talking.
Yeah, I think they picked my call up.
They picked your call there.
Well, that shows how much I know about coaches. So the Redskins, instead of a first and goal from the 5, are back with a second and goal to go from the 12. They need to break one up here and get that ball down in the end zone.
That they do.
Wellman in the quarterback. Roll out. Pass. Got Chester open. He's complete. Chester's down to about the 7-yard line. Casey Chester, number 34, on the pass reception from Zach Wellman, number 14. And
that's going to bring up third and goal.
It's going to be a third down and goal. And it's hard to see from up here exactly where it's at. It looks about the 6. Looks to be about at the 6-yard line, so the Redskins with 2 downs here. It's 3rd down. In order to try to get something going. And they're going to have to hurry to get this play off with 7 seconds on the 25-second clock. They're set. And get it off. Hand off Martin. Martin's down close to the 2. So it's going to bring up a big play with 4th down and goal to go from the 2.
I thought for sure that 25-second clock was going to be in there.
I did too. It was 7 seconds left the line. Wellman did an excellent job of getting the play off. And the Redskins are going to take a time out here to talk about this very important call. As the ball is down on about the 1.5-yard line. And Ron talked a little bit about, we talked about the 25-second clock.
Yes.
You might kind of show the people what we're talking about. Last year, those 25-second clocks were put in here at Schoonover Stadium. They've been a big asset to the fans. Been able to see exactly how the play is coming and what those are. For those of you that don't know, once the official puts the ball in play and rules for the clock to start, and the offense has 25 seconds to call the play and to get the play off, for the ball to be snapped. And Pocahontas Federal donated those clocks to the school. And speaking of donations, Ron, it's about time we talked about the press box.
That we need to do.
And which we're in the new press box tonight. It's not completed with the problems that we've had with the new school this year, that we've not been able to complete the press box, but it will be completed shortly. But the donation by the Rotary Club was the major donor in rebuilding the press box. And boy, I'll tell you, it's a nice facility. I know all the coaches have really bragged about it, and just talked to a gentleman downstairs a few minutes ago, Ron, that was from a television station down at Jonesboro, and he said, you people sure know how to build a press box. He said it was one of the nicer ones that he'd been in.
Oh, that's
it makes us feel good, so it's a good asset to the Pocahontas High School and people of Pocahontas. Okay, now, 4th down now, goal to go. Ball at the 1.5-yard line of Trumann. 4th and goal for the Redskins. Wellman with the ball, hands to Martin. Martin to the left, and Martin is close. Didn't make it. He didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
He's going to be about a foot short. So Trumann's going to take over
On the 1-yard line.
on the 1-yard line.
Well, nice effort on the part of the Pocahontas Redskins. I'll tell you, they were expecting everything we could throw at them, I guess. Maybe next time.
So the Redskins come up short on that one as Kieran puts the ball in. They'd sure like to have done, but Trumann with the ball now, right about the half-yard line or less. Hand off right side, and he stopped after a gain of about 3 or 4. Martin in there, also 80, Michael Johnson, and number 78 in there, Sean Smith, on that defensive front. And giving about 4 yards on the play, so 2nd down and 6.
Mike Johnson.
2nd and 6 for Trumann
Pocahontas Redskins.
at their own 6-yard line. 7:30 left to go, 3rd quarter. Redskins lead at 14-0. Up to the line is Trumann. Option play right, hand off the tailback, and he's going to be stopped after a short gain. And look at the Redskins over there.
A lot of numbers right there.
A lot of people over there. Fears, Hinkle, Baltz, Sisco, just about everybody.
We got a Wildcat getting up a little slow on the play.
And the Redskins have played some football tonight defensively. They've looked extremely well. There's a penalty flag on the play, apparently on the offense. It's illegal procedure against Trumann, so that'll back the ball up inside the 5-yard line as the game was out to about the 8. So Trumann would have been looking at a 3rd and short.
And
that was a 2nd down play for Trumann, so they'll back it up 5 yards. So it's going to be down at about the, well, it's hard to say, like about the 3-yard line. So he'd gotten up to the 8, and they had to get to the 10 for a 1st down. So
Well, it's starting to cool off a little bit, Gary.
Just a little bit.
They say by the northern part of the state it's supposed to be about 50 degrees.
That's right. Good football weather here tonight is Truman up the line now, option play, pitch out, ball's on the ground, and Truman comes up with it. And luckily, boy, that would have been a good place for us to get the ball.
It sure would have.
I think we could have got it in the end zone. The Truman tailback there made an excellent play, Ron, picking the ball up. Did a good job. Ball bounced. He kind of got a lucky bounce. It bounced right back to him, but he made a good play. Give him credit. The Redskins could have came up with that. That actually was in the end zone. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Truman. Redskins need to hold here and force Truman to punt the ball. They'll get it in good field position. They need to hold here. Here comes the option to the right. Tailback with the ball. He's dropped by Hinkle. 51, Chris Hinkle. And I don't think he got much. He got just as much Hinkle wanted to have, which is very little.
Very little. Hinkle ain't going to let him have any more than he thinks he needs to have.
Number 51, Chris Hinkle, playing really, really good football tonight. And it forces Truman now to punt the ball. The ball is out at the 7-yard line. 4th down and about 4. So Redskins should get the ball in decent field position. Casey Chester is standing back here on about his own 35. I'm sure they're not going to kick it to him.
Oh,
stop. And he did get the hunt away, and the ball's going to roll dead at about the 16-yard line. So the Redskins get the ball 1st down and 10 from their own 16-yard line.
Well, this is where we need to put the power on them right here and push the ball on down 16 yards.
You know, in the situation that we're in right now, Ron, with that last drive where they weren't able to punch it in, I know it's more of a psychological thing now. They really need to take this one down and put it in. Just to show themselves that they can do it.
Which we know they can.
Oh, yeah. Up the line they come. Wellman in the quarterback hands the ball to Martin. Martin trying to get something up the middle. He does pick up about 3. And Martin is down inside the 15. Let's mark it down at the 14-yard line. The original line of scrimmage is about the 17. They'll pick up a 3. Be 2nd down and 7 for Redskins as Martin took it down to 14. 83, David Williams wide right. Chester to the left. Martin and Sisco in the backfield. Hand off Martin. Martin fighting, trying to get down there close to the 10. He does pick up about 3 more as Martin, the workhorse here in this ball game. And Truman's not giving them a whole lot. All the Redskins have gotten up the middle. They've earned. And as we told you earlier, this is a good Truman football team. They expect a lot of things out of this team this year. 3rd down and 3 for the Redskins. Ball down at about the 11-yard line. And off again to Martin, and he stopped.
He stopped by number 64 right there.
Linebacker come knifing through. And
brings up 4th and 3.
I believe we're going to have a field goal attempt by the Redskins this time. The 24, Brandon Sisco, of course, the extra point kicker. And they're going to line up for a field goal. And we'll see what happens here. Because as we said, 25-second clocks are winding down, and Sisco has to change shoes on this play. Okay, the kick's going to come from about the 21-yard line, so it'll be a 31-yard field goal attempt.
Oh, it's blocked.
Field goal attempt is blocked. And Casey Chester comes up with the ball, and I believe the Redskins have got it.
The Redskins have got the ball. They sure have.
Truman touched the ball.
That's right.
I believe.
They sure did.
I believe Truman touched the ball, so it's a Redskins ball.
It's a Redskins ball.
Apparently no.
Well, they're having a discussion out there. Let's just...
I know what it was, Ron. They're saying that he didn't...
have control? Or?
Didn't have control of it.
Okay.
Truman player, I think, did touch it, but he didn't have control of it to try to return it. Got excited there.
Oh, we always get excited. These Redskins just happen to do that to you, don't they? Oh, we're still having a discussion over there. Let's see what we got.
I don't know what it... on the block, on the field goal...
Pocahontas.
Yeah, the Redskins do have it. Redskins do have it.
And the momentum's going, and they're going to call a timeout. I guess that's good for coaching staff on the other side to do that.
Okay, I don't know. You know, the discussion, I think, was, did the man have control of it? Did he try to return it? Which, I don't know. I'd have to see the replay.
And we can't do that.
No. But nevertheless, the officials have ruled that Redskins get the football down at about the 9-yard line. So let's take a timeout with them, Ron.
Yeah, well, right now I want to tell you a little bit about, folks, we'll be playing the games back. I'll tell you a little bit about what we're going to do. On home games, we'll be playing them back at right after the games, about 10:30 at night. And then come Saturday, we'll be playing it back again at 7 o'clock at night. Then again at Sunday night at 7 o'clock. And then Tuesday night again at 7 o'clock. Now that's on the home games. Now on the away games, we'll be playing it back just on Saturday night, Sunday night at 7. Once again, Saturday 7, Sunday at 7, and Tuesday at 7. Once again, we'd like to thank all them fine sponsors out there. And y'all stay tuned. With
okay, all the discussion is over. The Redskins do have the ball. First down and 10. Down at about the 9-yard line. First and 10 for the Redskins. And, boy, they need to punch one in here. Pass to Chester out here, and it's going to be incomplete.
Man, pass interference. Pass interference here.
Penalty flag on the play. A late flag.
I'm going to tell you, that was pass interference. You have to see it on the film. That was a good call by the official.
Made contact with Chester. You know, there's a question about it, was it going for the ball, or, you know, that's the key to it, and the ball was catchable, was definitely catchable. And he stuck his hands right in Casey Chester's face, almost as a deliberate attempt to keep Chester from seeing the ball.
That's right.
And I guess they got to do something to Chester.
They got to do something to hold the young man back, don't they?
So first and goal to go now for the Redskins. Ball at about the 5-yard line. Hand off Martin left side, and Martin gets a couple. Martin is down to about the 2. It'll be second and goal to go from the 2 for the Redskins. 3:10 left to go in the third. Boy, this has been a long third quarter.
A long third quarter, and I'll tell you, with 14-0, that's a great score for Pocahontas.
And they'd like to add to it right here. Second down goal to go from, they're about at the 1-yard line. And they've loaded up the left side, and Martin's in touchdown. Touchdown! And Martin's in for the touchdown, and the Redskins are on the scoreboard again.
Boy, you can hear that connection out there. I heard them pads echo over back here.
You can hear it there. A lot of guard hitting going on. And that offensive line for the Redskins blew them out of there that time. Good job, good job, the front line. And Brandon Sisco, number 24, will attempt the extra point, the point after. And he's already kicked 2 tonight. We'll see if we can make it 3. There's the snap. Kick is up. And it's good. Good. And the Redskins take a 21-0 lead over the Trumann Wildcats with 2:51 left to go in the third quarter.
I'll tell you what, this has been a great game tonight, Gary. These guys and the coach, we should be proud of them. Well, we should be proud of the coaching staff. I'll tell you what.
And talking about, Ron, I know in the scrimmage game we went down to Roston and everything. Of course, Coach Dave Williams, our head coach and athletic director, does a fine job, and he's assisted by coaches David Wellman, Dallas Howard, Alan Bennett, John Malone, and Ron Guest. And what is different and what is good about Pocahontas High School, all the coaches work well together and they help each other out. Last night, Coach Wellman over at the junior high game, helping Coach Bennett from the stands with the phones and trying to give some pointers on what he's seeing. And Coach Bennett here in the press box tonight is doing the same for Coach Williams and Coach Howard and Coach Wellman on the field. So, good effort. We're very fortunate to have the coaching staff we've got at Pocahontas High School.
That's very correct, Gary.
You know, I said one time before, and don't mind saying it publicly, you know, these young men learn a lot more than football from these coaches that we've got. They learn a lot about themselves, and They turn out good individuals, not only good football players.
A lot of good discipline there.
The kick by Sisco is going to go out of bounds over on about the 25-yard line. And,
oh, we got a flag on the play.
Well, that's just because it's out of bounds. And
well, I kind of wondered what...
I think it's just because it's out of bounds. What it is, that is actually a penalty. They've got the option of taking the ball right there or having them re-kick it. That's the option Truman has. And I assume that's what this flag over here is for. And Truman's going to take the ball right there, which that's just as good a field position as they've had all night, so they might as well.
Might as well, that's right. You know, last year we played Truman at Truman.
Right. Well, and Redskins didn't play very well.
No.
And they were, talking to a lot of them, over the summer and here first of the season. They were really intense on winning this ball game or playing well, and they've done exactly that. They want a kind of little redemption from last year. Pitch out left side, and he does get around the corner. Finally going to be brought down over here by Chester. But the pitchman did get out, and he's close to a first down over here on about the 45-yard line. And we're still in the third quarter with 2:43 left to go. And Redskin defense has been on the field a lot tonight. And
yes, they have.
Coaches have made some substitution, but not a lot. So these young men, a lot of them playing both ways, offensively and defensively. And even though the weather's cooled off, it's still real warm. And you know it's warm with all those pads on. Second down and a yard to go for Truman. Hand off to the tailback. And he gets the first down. Wrapped up in there by Martin, also Hinkle in there. And number 32, Thielemeyer, also in on the tackle. In there for the Redskins right now, Malone, number 10, Stephen Malone, number 32, Chad Thielemeyer at the cornerback. Safeties, Brandon Sisco, 24, Casey Chester, 34. Linebackers, 33, Shane Martin, 44, Craig Ball. Defensive ends, 81, John McFall, and number 80, Michael Johnson. Truman with the ball, handoff up the middle, and he's tripped up there by number 64, Bounds, and also 51, Hinkle. And at the front there is 51, Hinkle, along with 40, Jerry Fears, and 64, Pete Bounds. The 55, Kevin Mason checking in now. Michael Johnson, number 80, checks out. I believe I got everybody on the front line. 64 is Bounds, 40 Spears, Hinkle. There's Truman now up the line, second down and 5. Ball is at the 47 of the Redskins. Option play right. And he's going to be smothered under back there for a loss.
And here on the play, Martin.
Thielemeyer. And also Sisco over there helping out. So, good play by Sisco, of course, from the safety position. Coming in, that's the way you got to play that outside veer that they run. The safety, when he comes out over there, he's going to make the play on that pitch, man, and Sisco did just that with a lot of help. Good pursuit on the corners by the Redskins, and I'm sure that pleases the coaches. There's 1:10 left to go, third quarter. Third down, now and 5. So big play for the Redskins. If they can hold here, forcing the punt.
Oh, and he is.
They had him in the backfield, and now they got him. They had him and they didn't have him, didn't they?
Look at the red. Look at the red.
Definitely had him.
A bunch of red right there.
81 McFall in there, Thielemeyer. And the Redskins now forced Truman to punt the ball as they got the ball across midfield. And I'm not sure, I forget as we go along. And is that the first time they've been in our territory? Maybe the second time.
Yes.
In the ball game. Maybe only the second time, as the Redskin defense has played exceptionally well. Set the punt. And this time they punt way away from Chester. They roll it out of bounds over there on about the 25-yard line. They didn't give Casey Chester even a chance to run over and pick it up. They want to kick it as far away from number 34 as they possibly could.
They sure did.
With 22 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Redskins lead it 21-0.
Ball goes out of bounds at about the 27 or so yard line. Where we're taken over, first and 10 by the Redskins.
A lot of people tonight. Like to see all this crowd come out here and support it.
Sure is. We'd like to have everybody down to Ball Knob next week. The Redskins will be taking on another real fine team in Ball Knob. First down and 10. Ball at the 27-yard line. Handoff Martin. Martin still on his feet. Martin managed to get about 3 yards out of the play. How he did it, I don't know, but he did. But that's going to bring the end of the third quarter with a score of 21-0 in favor of the Redskins over the Trumann Wildcats.
And y'all stay tuned as we're bringing you back the fourth quarter action here and the finish of the second half. Once again, this has been Pocahontas Redskins football. Y'all stay tuned. It's Redskins football back here in the fourth quarter action.
It's just not enough.
Out to Fun City in Pocahontas for a lot of fun. Fun for the whole family. 3 go-kart tracks, skating rink, 2 putt-putt golf courses, arcades and concessions make Fun City the family place. Fun City is located right behind the Walmart Super Center in Pocahontas and is open Tuesday through Thursday, 5 to 11. Fridays, 3 to midnight, Saturday, noon to midnight, and on Sundays, 1 till midnight. Fun City has something for everyone, so come on out today. Fun City behind Walmart Super Center in Pocahontas. Northeast Arkansas. Lou Allen's Carpet in Pocahontas is the place for professional service and in-house installation. They have a large selection of vinyl floors in stock and on display by Tarkett, Armstrong, and Mannington, plus a wide selection of Saxony, Berber, sculptured, and trackless carpeting in popular brands. Shop Lou Allen's Remnant Rack for a good selection of roll-ins and remnants. Lou Allen's offers residential, commercial, and industrial, and is state licensed. Lou Allen's Carpet, downtown Pocahontas.
For the best dollar value in quality clothing, there's only one place to go. Strikes on the Square in Pocahontas and now on Main Street in Walnut Ridge. Strikes has everything you need for work, dress, or play. Name brand jeans like Levi, Lee, Stetson, and more. Name brand dress clothes, including suits, shirts, and ties, plus wrinkle-free Hager slacks. For the ladies, Liz Claiborne dresses. New lines like Esprit, Leslie Faye, Peter Popovich, Misty Lane, and more. So remember, for the best dollar value in quality clothing, there's only one place to go. Strikes in Pocahontas and Walnut Ridge.
Pocahontas Ford has changed for the better, and they want your business. Pocahontas Ford, downtown Pocahontas, is your locally owned and operated Ford Mercury dealership. They invite you to keep it at home, where you get the same great prices and service you would get anywhere else. See Sonny Ford, Jack Williams, Wayne Wildman Wildman, Chris Shepard, and Butch Williams for a new Ford car or truck, plus a great selection of used and factory cars, too. Pocahontas Ford Mercury, downtown Pocahontas.
Owners Larry and Janice Hinkle invite you to the Pocahontas Athletic Club on Highway 67 Southeast Pocahontas. You just feel better staying fit and trim, and Pocahontas Fitness Center can help. They have it all: workout and toning tables, suntan beds, machine weights, free weights, and more, and a playroom for the kids while you work out. Let the professional staff advise you on the program best suited for you. Stay fit, stay trim, stay healthy. From Pocahontas Athletic Club, Highway 67 South. Owned and operated, making us hometown people. We're a community bank and have been providing the banking needs of our community since 1903. The Bank of Pocahontas offers full service on Saturdays until noon, and we're easy to find downtown on the square. Join our team, a hard-working team with a winning record.
We're hometown people, hometown people. We're hometown people that you know.
Bank of Pocahontas, serving since 1903.
And Pocahontas Family Clinic at 2901 Medical Center. That's right across from the emergency room. They're at the hospital, and they're also proud sponsors of the Redskins football. And of course, TCA Cable, bringing your entertainment into the future. They're also a Redskins football sponsor. So
the Redskins with the ball. Pitch out left side, Sisco, and Sisco trying to get away. He does on that man, but finally sworn down, but he fights forward for maybe a yard, no more. But a good effort by 24, Brandon Sisco, to try to get around. That's going to bring up third down and about 8. For the Redskins, the ball is back on the Redskins 31-yard line. Of course, the Redskins not familiar with that end of the field tonight, as they've pretty much played on the other
end all night long.
So third down now. We're early in the fourth quarter. Redskins lead the ball game 21-0. as Zach Wellman, see, I said Matt. Yep, the quarterback back to pass is Wellman, pass over the middle. Trying to hit my lawn, but pass a little long for him.
Just a little bit long.
The Redskins be forced to punt here with 11:15 left to go in the ball game. They with the lead 21-0. And it's been a long ball game.
A long ball game. I tell you what, I may have to change film here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get ready.
Back to punt, it's Martin. Martin gets a good snap, big rush. Martin gets it away. Not a real long punt, but takes a Trumann roll. It's going to be down at about the 47 of Trumann. But Martin was getting a lot of heat that time as he was looking to get away as one of the Trumann players coming flying through there. But nevertheless, the Redskins back on defense now. And they've really played well tonight. Martin coming out of the ball game for a little rest. And probably deserving of that, as he's played both ways and played really good tonight.
There he has.
Trumann up to the line now. Back to pass is the quarterback. Pass out in the flat, and it's going to be incomplete. As he had his man wide open, he just didn't catch the ball. And, you know, Ron, I'm watching the Trumann players out there right now, number 57, which is a big young man. Yeah, he was out there after that play. He was grabbing his knees. And that's one of the things that the coaches have told us, that our players are in really good physical condition. And they've shown it tonight. They've played really hard, and it's pretty warm out here. Even though the weather's cooled off, it's hot on that football field. Our players are just, they're like the rabbit. They just keep on going.
They sure do.
I think we got a new player in at linebacker now. Number 21 is in there for Martin. That's Ralph Collier. Sure, we know Ralph. Ralph, a sophomore, had a good year last year for the junior high Redskins. Is in there at linebacker. And we got a timeout on the field.
Fun City in Pocahontas for a lot of fun. Fun for the whole family. 3 go-kart tracks, skating rink, 2 putt-putt golf courses, arcades and concessions make Fun City the family place. Fun City is located right behind the Walmart Supercenter in Pocahontas and is open Tuesday through Thursday, 5 to 11. Fridays, 3 to midnight, Saturday, noon to midnight, and on Sundays, 1 till midnight. Fun City has something for everyone, so come on out today. Fun City behind Walmart Supercenter in Pocahontas.
Left in the game, second down and 10 for Trumann at their own 47, pitch to the left side, and he's got some running room, and brought down over there by Casey Chester on about the 32.
Where's that 34 at? I was looking for it.
Casey Chester made a touchdown saving tackle there as they come slicing around the left side. A good run by the Trumann tailback, but that speed of Chester pays off again. Chester was able to corner him over here on about the 33-yard line of the Redskins. So Trumann, with their deepest penetration tonight of the Redskins, had the ball first down and 10 from the 32. 10 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be a gain of about 3 or 4 for Trumann. In there on tackle Fears, number 40, number 81 McFall, and number 77 also in there, Alex Phillips. In there on the tackle for the Redskins. Number 21 Collier comes out and Martin back in. Option play, pitch to the right. Now he's down over there. My number 10 there. Martin, make that Malone, number 10 was in there. Malone made a good tackle that time and tripped him up. And no gain on the play, so it's going to bring up third down now, and about 5 for the Trumann Wildcats. They're down inside the 30 at about the 27. 27 to be third down and about 6. Third and 6. The Redskins would like to hold here. Give the tailback, and he stopped after a gain of maybe a yard. And a whole host of the Redskins in there. There's a bunch in there. See number 64, Pete Bounds, and number 40, Jerry Fears, getting off the bottom of that pile. But they really stacked it up in there, and they've done that exceptionally well tonight. They played really well up front. They have all over.
All over. I'll tell you, these boys have done an outstanding job
Really
tonight.
pleased to see the front play like that with Trumann with very good running backs. Option play left side, and he's going to be stopped short. And let's see if he got the first down. He's going to be awful close. Awful close to a first down. That was a fourth down play. And he kind of got up over the pile there, and it is a first down for Trumann. I thought he had it. He kind of got up in the air and kind of, surged over the defensive players there and kind of got a foot or two extra, and that gave him the first down. A good run by the Trumann player.
Real good run.
Well, Trumann with first down and 10 at the 22 of the Redskins. Back to pass, his quarterback being pressured by McFall. Gets away, he throws it out of bounds.
Oh, intentional grounding.
And we're going to have it.
Yes, intentional grounding. That was intentional.
Hey, that's, don't fault that young man. If I had McFall bearing down on me like that, I'd throw it away too. Hey, that's a smart play.
Is that a smart play?
That's a smart play. That play keeps you alive for one more play.
Okay. That sounds good.
McFall bearing down on that time really put the heat on him and
felt like a sore tooth. He's fixing to have at it.
So they'll step off the penalty now against the Trumann Wildcats. It's a 10-yard penalty, and I thought that was a 5-yard. Nevertheless, I was just kidding on that. It was not a real smart play because Trumann had a first down down there. You could have wasted the play.
That's right.
And, thrown the ball in the area of the receiver, but all kidding aside, it was not a real smart play. But the Redskins now still on defense, second down and about 25 for Trumann. Quarterback draw, and quarterback still with the ball. Still going, and finally brought down, way down on the 15-yard line, as the Redskins saw that one coming right up the middle. Several Redskins trying to get a hold of him, but couldn't. And, that's, as we said earlier, that's our scouting report that we heard about Trumann, that the quarterback's a good ball player. He certainly showed it that time. Good scramble. That was a call play. That wasn't a bad draw. It was a quarterback draw. So first down and 10 for Trumann at about the 13-yard line. And off the tailback, and he stopped. In there, number 33, Martin. Along with Chad Piedemont, Martin making initial contact. Shane Martin, number 33, a junior, played real well for the Redskins last year, taking up right where he left off. As is it fourth down? They show fourth down on the marker, I believe it is.
Yeah, fourth and one.
Fourth and one for Trumann. Redskins like to shut him down right here and get the ball back. Back to pass the quarterback, and he's stopped. Number 44. Craig Ball. And a second big play tonight by Craig Ball from the quarterback. And this time the Redskins get possession of the football in the process. Number 44, Craig Boss, playing linebacker, makes a big-time play on the quarterback, tripped him up as he was going back to pass on a 4th and 1. And the Redskins take over with 7:04 left to go in the ball game. They already lead it 21-0. 21-0, and the Redskins now with the ball. Number 14, Zach Wellman, still in at quarterback. Sisco and Martin in the backfield. Presley split wide left, handoff up the middle. And Martin's going to get a couple. And Trumann has played the run, up the middle run real well. They've not give us a whole lot.
No, they sure haven't.
What we've gotten, we've earned it the hard way. And we might remind you, next week, the Redskins will be on the road down at Ball Knob. And we said earlier, Ball Knob's coming off one of their best seasons ever last year, and a lot of people coming back, so they have a real good football team. And the Redskins would like to go down there and see what they could do against the Ball Knob Bulldogs. Martin with the ball on the left side.
Martin.
And Martin picks up the first down on a good hard run. Martin's across the 30 to the 31-yard line. I think they're going to mark him to about the 32. No, they mark it back. Oh, no. We got a bad spot on that.
Bad spot.
Martin made one last surge there, and I think he took one of his own players with him. But
Took 34 Chester out.
he knew where the first down. He got it anyway. Okay.
Yeah, you bet.
I think he knew where that first down marker was at and was trying to get over it. For first down and 10 for the Redskins at the 31-yard line. Look at 32. Head off right side, Sisco. And Sisco trying to get around. Tripped up. Close to a first down up to about the 41-yard line. Brandon Sisco, number 24, and had Sisco had not got tripped up there and got on that sideline. We know what Sisco can do too. He can burn it too.
Fast runner also. We got two fast runners.
It would have been 6 points. Don't think they've got anybody out there to catch it.
Can compete. They don't.
Well, they might compete, Ron, if they lose. And
That's true, out there.
And a foot race with Brandon Sisco, they would lose, I guarantee you.
And we're going to take a time to measure this and make sure we got a first down marker, I guess, huh?
Awful close to it, and I'd say they got it.
I would say so, too, but it's going to be off. Well, nope.
They measured it a little short.
About a football short. So it's going to be about a football short. That's about a foot, isn't it?
That's going to bring up third down now, and about a foot to go for a first down. Redskins would like to keep possession of the football. They lead the ball game 21-0 with 5:45 to go. And with the football and a chance to maybe just to grind it up and end this football game, that's what they'd like to do.
Fumble.
I think it was a fumble. I'm not sure. There was a wild scramble.
They're still scrambling.
Wellman tried a quarterback sneak.
It didn't work.
I don't think he got the first down.
Well, let's see here. That'd be hard. It depends on where he marks that ball.
No, see, they're saying he lost a yard on the play.
Sure did.
I don't agree with that one because his forward progress is what you got to go by. And it looked like to me he'd gotten
close.
It looked like to me he'd gotten, back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe not gained any, but anyway, it's third down now and about a foot and a half.
And he stopped.
And I believe that was Martin. Dropped behind the line
Looks
of
like
scrimmage.
number 21 was the ball carrier, Gary.
21, okay, that's Ralph Collier. Ralph Collier, a sophomore, and Ralph got a rude awakening on his first carry of senior high football. Ralph says, I'm going to walk right here and get this first down real quick, and all of a sudden, the big Trumann lineman was on him. So fourth down now, and about 4. So Martin a punt, bad snap. Martin gets it up and gets it away, and a pretty good punt. And it is fielded, and he's dropped right here. Number 34, Casey Chester, makes the tackle down on the 26-yard line, 27. And taking that little chance, of course, when you're down 21-0 with 4:45 left to go, you've got to take a chance, and Truman did by picking that one up. And Chester right there to make sure it didn't go anywhere.
He was right there.
See if there's any changes defensively. Number 49 runs in the ball game at a cornerback. I believe that's Chris Rose. It is, and number 60, Brian Jansen into the linebacker, along with Ralph Collier, 2 sophomores in at linebacker now for the Redskins. Pielemeyer still at the corner. Back to pass. Here's the quarterback. He's got a man open over there, and it's complete. And brought down by number 49, Chris Rose. So Truman completes the pass up over the 50.
Number 20, Jonathan Martin.
And different players going in. Number 65 in the ball game, Terrence Haley on defense. Number 60, as we said, I believe that's 60 in there. Yeah, Brian Jansen, number 60 in the linebacker. Casey Chester and Brandon Sisco still at the safety. Ralph Collier and Brian Jansen linebackers, cornerbacks, Pielemeyer and Rose First down and 10 for Trumann, right at the 50-yard line. 4 minutes left to go in the ball game. Pass intercepted. Chad Pillemeyer. And Pillemeyer returns it to the 42-yard line.
That's the second one tonight, Gary.
Second interception by Pillemeyer tonight. He returned the first one for a touchdown, and he was right there where he had to be. So the Redskins get the ball back. Redskins come up with the football, so first down and 10, as we're going to see a new quarterback coming in, number 16, John Nichols is the new quarterback. So some of the second team getting some playing time. Number 70, Nick Wallace, the center. And boy, we'll try to get them all for you if we can. I just can't see their numbers right now. Maybe we can get them next play. Boss and Fears in the backfield. Nichols hands it off to Fears.
And he stopped.
Nowhere to go for Fears. 52 in the ball game for the Redskins. Let's see who that is. That's Mike Emmons. Number 84 going in the ball game, Chris Brightspot. Number 49, Chris Rose checking in.
Carries the ball. Number 79.
3 minutes left to go in the ball game. Redskins lead at 21-0. Never let the Wildcats even threaten. Played an excellent game. Nichols in at quarterback. Nichols turns, hands it all to Fears. Fears puts it upfield and picks up 3 or 4 yards. We'll find out who else is in there. Number 72 is in on offense. That's Ryan Cooper. Number 11 going in the ball game, Philip Brinkley. Number 21, Ralph Collier checking in. There's a lot of sophomores. Getting some playing time here, and, you know, Ron, to be perfectly honest, I thought if we'd be playing, you know, some of our sophomores at second team, you know, against Trumann, I just wouldn't have thought it.
I wouldn't have thought it either.
Really well. Pitch out this side, and Collier's going to be dragged down. Collier's going to be dropped back on the 43-yard line. Let's see if I missed anybody. I got 76 in the ball game. No, I didn't. That's Chris Smith. Chris in the ball game. 73 in the ball game. Seth Looney. And oh my goodness, here comes a whole bunch more.
Comes 2 or 3.
There's the punt team. Okay. Got the punt team in there now, so we don't have to. We know who they are. Martin set the punt. And good snap. Martin gets, well, an okay punt. Takes a good bounce. Going to be down inside the 20 at the 19. So Trumann will take over first down and 10 from the 19-yard line with a minute 26 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Minute 26 with a score 21-0.
And folks, don't forget next Thursday night the Greene County Tech Pocahontas Redskins Junior Redskins will be taking on Greene County Tech Thursday night. Game time 7 o'clock. They picked up their first victory last night with a 20-7 win over Ridgecrest. And next Friday night, the Senior High Redskins will be on the road against Ball Knob. And the following week, they'll be back home against Greene County Tech.
And we'll be here right with them.
Both places. Shotgun formation for Trumann. Getting a rush from McFall, now from Jensen, and play over on the corner, but I thought we was going to get a call on that one.
I thought we were too, but I think 16 was pretty close to it, I guess. From this distance, it looked like it's close.
Number 66, right in there on defense, the Redskins, Jeremy Angel. Number 55, Kevin Mason. Number 21, Ralph Collier. The safeties, we got 2 new safeties now. Okay, 41, that's Brent Reynolds, and 84, that's Chris Brightspot of the safeties. John Nichols, 16, is in at cornerback. Now David Williams is going to go out at safety. Going to move Reynolds over to the corner. Mason at defensive end. I'll try to get the rest of them for you in a second. Back to pass his quarterback. Pass across the middle. It's incomplete. 63 in there. I don't know if we call him young. Ryan Deeperk. No, it isn't. Ryan Deeperk in on the defensive front. 76 in on the defensive front. Chris Smith. So Trumann now with a third down and 10. Ball down inside their own territory at the 19-yard line. Number 57 checks in. It's Joe Jansen. 55, Kevin Mason comes out. I believe everybody's got to play tonight, most everybody.
I bet you they sure have, at least once anyway.
Trumann in the shotgun formation.
Back to pass.
Back to pass, being pressured, now pass way down the field. It's going to be out of bounds. Covering over there, 83, Williams, David Williams. And also Brent Reynolds, number 41, back there covering. And number 75 also in on that play, Josh Bettis. 73 back in the ball game. That's Seth Looney. 57 in there is, oh, we're having to go down the list. We have Joe Jansen. We've got Joe. 72 also in the ball game. Ryan Cooper on that defensive front. Trumann now in front formation with a minute to go. Didn't think they'd punt, but they did. And number 83, Williams, falls on the ball. He wanted to catch it and get him 6 points, too.
Yeah, Chew just want to try to get him at least 6, huh?
He decided, I'm just going to catch this and run it in. He popped out, so Redskins hang on to the ball with 54 seconds left in the ball game. They lead at 21-0 and have really dominated this football game entirely. For 16, John Nichols still in at quarterback. Fears and Collier in the backfield. Hand off to Fears, but
kind of a mix up on the play.
Nowhere to go. Fears. Well, he picks up, they may give him a half a yard.
About a half yard.
30 seconds. We'll probably, we've got to have to run one more play. Number 23 checking in the game now is Barrett Flagg. Flagg, a sophomore. So they're going to run one more play, and this ball game's going to end as Nichols brings his Redskins up to the line. Second down and 9. Handoff up the middle. Collier's down to the 20. And that's the end of the ball game. And the Redskins come away with a 21-0 victory over the Trumann Wildcats and have played really a good football game.
An excellent ball game tonight, Gary. This is any inkling of what the season's going to be. These Redskins are going to have a good season.
Yeah, they are. They played really well. But folks, don't forget, next Thursday night, Greene County Tech, the junior high will be here against our Junior Redskins. Next Friday night,